6 years ago, my mother and I had a huge argument. I was being a rebellious teenager. My mom said, if you think you can do it better, go find your own place. 2 weeks later, I found my own apartment in the city. And a year later, my lease was about to be up. And I made a Facebook post about planning to move to Pittsburgh. I had an apprenticeship lined up, place to live, everything lined up, ready to go. I just had to pack up and move. And I met John McLaughlin, and he told me everything that you're looking for in Pittsburgh, you can find in York.
I farm and I sell produce, and I'm just trying to get people to change their environment. Let them see different things. Maybe if they see me, a Hispanic, a person of color, I can get some kids to say, hey, what's that guy doing? Or I've never seen that guy or somebody in my city do what that guy's doing.
The Valencia is an incredible piece of York history, and a piece of history that should not be overlooked. We find ourselves in one of the last 5 ballrooms that remain from the golden age of the big band era. Through preservation, through the stubbornness of the York people, for whatever reason, this building continues to exist. My first reaction upon walking in here and seeing the photos of the great band leaders that performed here was that someday someone should do a big band festival here in one of these original havens. Little did I know that it would be almost 20 years later that I would be the one that did it. But we've had a lot of fun here presenting the big swing thing to the city of York.
I'm invested in York City because it's my home. I moved here in 1995. I bought a house in 1997. When you live in the city and you have a home, you want the city to be the best that it can be.
Health is wealth. I say that all the time. Food is control, York. You have a beautiful city. You have numerous community gardens. We're all here trying to bring health to a city. And health is truly wealth, guys. The mind state changes when you start eating healthier. I strongly believe I can change the mindset of the people. We can change the mindset of the people in York City, and we can change our York town.
I love living in the city because I like to be able to walk to all the events downtown. Then there are so many things to do. I love to walk to market. I walk to the ballpark. I can walk to all the special events, Arts Fest, Creek Fire when they have those in the summer, Strand, all the shows that are downtown, First Fridays. Oh, there's so many things. I like to walk the rail trail. There are so many things to do, and how can you not be invested in a place that gives you that much to be invested for?
To me, York is probably one of the most historic cities I've ever had the occasion to live in. Not only do we have our ongoing history from the Revolutionary period, but York has an incredible history through the Civil War period, and York has an incredible history even going on into the 20th century, through the 20s, through the 30s, through the 40s, through the York Plan. Seeing the greats who came through York, who actually visited this city, who actually performed here in this venue and at the Alcazar Ballroom, which for a long time was the site of cobblestones here in town, the Yorktown Hotel, the entire downtown. We have focused as a city on our Revolution and on our Civil War history, but York has been a part of history for a longer period of time than virtually any city in America.
He took me on a tour of the Royal Square and of other places in the city, and we ended on the roof of the Bonds building right around sunset. And he stood there and he pointed to every single building and said, this building is going to be this place, and this is going to be a new factory, and we're turning this old barn into apartments. And you know, just talking about the future of York. And I said, you know, like I said earlier, well, I'll give you a year and show me what you got. I just kind of started to slowly fall in love with York and with the arts and the people and the bars and all of the food and, you know, anything you could ever want is literally within York.